Hi Mamars, again this Nick and welcome to our channel. So for this episode, ang saya kasi this will be our third Babayi Diaries. And we're very excited kasi meron naman tayong topic. Kung last week, napag-usapan natin ang menstrual cup together with the founder of Sinaya Cup. Today naman, we're gonna have a deep discussion and conversation on things you need to know about sex and pleasure. So, when we talk about sex and pleasure, most of the time, ang daming taboos, ang daming, kumbaga, ayaw pag-usapan kasi for so many reasons, for so many issues. But we believe that it's very important that we talk about this. We need to know about this. We need to educate ourselves about this. And ayan to this afternoon meron tayong mga kasama, but before I introduce her to you, let's welcome first yung co-host ko, si Don Macahilo. Hi, Maring Don!
Hi, Mars! Excited na ako kasi umabot na tayo ng third episode para sa ating Babayi Diaries. Pero bago nating pakilala yung speaker natin, balikan natin at introduce natin ulit bakit may nagkaroon tayo ng Babayi Diaries at ano yung Babayi Diaries, ano? So, mga Mars, yung Babayi Diaries, isang series ng mga chikahan or conversations na design namin kasama at para sa mga young feminists kagaya namin ni Mars Nick, ano? At yung mga nagiging invited speakers natin and experts. Isa lang yung ina-highlight din namin dito na every kind of woman ay ma-highlight with an intersectional feminist outlook. Tapos yung pinag-uusapan natin at marami tayong topics na ino-offer na kung saan tayo mga young feminists nga na as mentioned ay nagsisik din ng mga kasagutan. So yun, why we have this chikahan. And I think what's most important about this chikahan is that it's about celebrating womanhood, sisterhood, and of course, feminism. Ayon.
Yes, and we promote healthy conversations about anything and everything about sa pagiging babae. And this is very important kasi ang saya, sobrang kami talaga, sobrang excited tayo kasi ako sobrang shocked pa rin ako hanggang ngayon that she said yes sa ating episode for this afternoon. And ayan, with no further ado, I'd like to introduce to you our speaker for this afternoon, ang maging kumare natin ngayong hapon. She is the co-founder of Lauvette, the fastest growing sex toy shop in the Philippines. And let's all welcome Miss Renz Rollorata. Hi, Renz!
Hi!
Mute ka pa. Mute.
Hi, mga Mars! Hello!
Hi, Renz. Sobrang thankful talaga kami because you said yes. It's just amazing kasi sabi ko nga, ang saya kasi nakita ko how progressive yung mga pinopost nyo sa social media nyo, sa Instagram nyo. So, finalo ko talaga yun when I first found out about Lauvette. But, ano bang ginagawa ng Lauvette?
Hi guys, so I'm Renz and I co-founded Lauvette. It's www.lauvette.ph. So it's an online sex toy shop based in the Philippines. We deliver nationwide and we provide different sex toys for men, women, and different types of couples. And we also have like a bondage collection and a sexy costumes collection in the shop. So we want to set ourselves apart from the existing online sex toy shops in the Philippines because we see that before we established Lauvette, the stigma surrounding the sex toy industry is really strong. Like even if it's already 2019 or 2020, there's still stigma around the sex toy industry, and we want to be the game changer in the industry. That's why we launched our website in a light and welcoming feel. It's not intimidating, as we call ourselves. It's a sex toy shop. You don't have to hide from your friends. So aside from that, we also believe that the stigma is coming from the lack of education. I mean, it's it's people are intimidated about sex toys or talking about sex because they don't have the proper education in confronting this topic in a healthy way. That's why side by side our online shop, we established also a blog where we publish articles on a daily basis about sexual health, safe sex, about relationships. And yeah, so overall, our sex toy shop is um, advocating for safe sex, HIV/AIDS awareness, and sex positivity.
OMG, ngayon pala, ang dami ko ng questions.
Very important na nagagawa at ang nakaka-proud dahil nandito sila kasama natin. So, thank you,
Yes.
Ren, for being here.
Yes. So before we start with
Mm-mm.
a lot of questions in our minds right now, kumusta ka ngayon, Renz? How are you coping with this pandemic?
I'm surprisingly okay. I've actually been stuck at home since March. I actually didn't really go out of our condominium compound since March. But yeah, it's been exciting because I've been invited to different discussions like this and get to still meet different people even though just online. So yeah, so maybe if there's one word that could describe on how I am during the pandemic, maybe it's adventurous. I've been more adventurous since yeah, you're just stuck at home, so you have to think of ways to entertain yourselves and not get bored, and of course to still stay sane, even though we've been in lockdown for how many months.
Thank you, Renz. Ikaw, Marindol, how are you? Sana all nakapag-beach, di ba?
Thanks for that, Mars. Alam niyo, minsan yung simpleng kamustahan lang, it matters and at nakakatuwa siya. Yun nga, sabi ni Nick, nag-beach ako last week. So, ang saya at the same time, kung if I were to describe in one word related to our topic, probably orgasmic. Ayun. Orgasmic ako today. So ikaw naman, Maring Nick, how are you today? How are you coping up with the pandemic? And if there's one word you can relate to our topic, what would it be?
I think I've been very intimate.
Wow.
Diba?
Sana all.
Love it.
Ano yun? Self-reflection. So, ayan. And, ayan, grabe, I'm really happy for all of you that you're all doing fine. So, let's start kasi I'm very excited to talk about the stigmas, the taboos, and everything about sexual health. So, for our first question, what is pleasure, Reds? And why is it important?
Actually, pleasure is just the state of being happy, being in a positive and enjoyable feeling. And when we talk about sexual pleasure as well, it would mean differently with different people. For us, because of course, like there people may have kinks or fetishes, so they derive pleasure from that, which other people might not understand. But overall, experiencing pleasure is something like you're experiencing a positive and enjoyable feeling, especially when you're having sex with someone or you're self pleasuring.
Yeah. Ikaw, Maringdo, do you have a question for Renz?
Grabe, pambungad na tanong, ang bongga.
Oo,
Agad.
syempre dapat,
Yeah, sure.
diba?
Ang saya. Oo, naman. Kasi ang dami talagang connotations or related terms na lagi nasa shades of pleasure, Mars. So, yun nga, siguro, well, I was feeling pleasure, when I went to the beach last week. So, that's another way, But it's a state of enjoyment or satisfaction that you reach. But if it's in the context of sex, ibang level naman talaga yung pleasure. But I think if it's associated to sex, it should be satisfying, enjoyable. At the same time, dapat lagi may consent. So yun yung definition ko ng sexual pleasure in general. Ayun. Ikaw, Mars.
Yeah, kasi, diba? Kasi diba, ang laki ng tabu sa pleasure. Diba, kailangan parang pag pinag-usapan niyo yung pleasure, ay, grabe, very promiscuous ka. Ang tingin pa ng tao sa'yo, parang, everyday ka siguro nakapag-sex, no? Parang, Mars. Diba? Parang it's not like that. And very important kasi, diba, sa relationship yung sex. And sa, why is it very important, friends, na, kumbaga, mas gawin siyang, just like what you said, kung kumusta ka, why is it important na kailangan tayo maging adventurous when it comes to sexual pleasure?
Well, because our each everybody is different, so there's no hard and fast rule on how you can experience pleasure by yourself or by with someone else. That's why it's important to always learn on how to make sex satisfying for both in you and your partner, or just yourself, or your sex toy, or just yourself and your hand. So yeah, so it's a continuous learning process of your body on how on your own self pleasure. So yeah, so we're only gonna be able to fully embrace your womanhood if you know what you want, and you know what you want, what you don't want, between you and your partner.
Alright. Ikaw, Marindo, may question lang kay Don before we proceed. Kasi ito yung, di ba, yung sabi mo nga kanina, Renz, na ang daming taboos and stigma surrounding sex toys. Just wanna ask you, Don, have you tried na bumili ng sex toys, or have you tried using it? And when you tried to open it up to, like, people, medyo parang iba yung naging pagtingin, or iba yung, opinion nila regarding it.
Kasi I grew up, to give you lang a background and a context, kasi I grew up in Iloilo. So Iloilo is always associated with conservatism, and very traditional kind of thinking then at some point growing up. Pero ngayon nag-advance din naman. Not until kasi in the recent years, siguro in the last 5 years, na parang I want to explore what our sex toys are. So I started, and hindi pa ako nakakabisita ng sex toys shop in the Philippines. Kaya excited ako nalaman ko there's a Lauvette, and they're pioneering a dealer game changer in the Philippines. Pero napupunta ako more sa Japan. Exciting yung mga sex toys shops sa Japan, Pero parang minsan, parang hindi ko din siya ma-post sa Facebook at the time, 3 years ago, or 2 years ago. Kasi parang, my God, baka i-judge ako ng mga tao kasi it's always associated to, I'm a maniac yan, sex addict yan, parang too liberated na, parang, no, you should delete that one, or don't post that one. So parang yan yung always ko na iisip. So parang sabi ko na lang, keep it to myself, and I'll just engage it to some close friends na medyo open-minded and who are able to talk and discuss about sex. Which now, parang nagsisisi ako na parang, it's my life, and if I want sex toys or what, I'll use it, I'll buy it. But revelation ko, wala akong nabibiling sex toys. I just love visiting them and seeing them, gano'n. Lang ako, na-mix lang ako. Probably after the discussion, and I'll try to explore, because I'm still continuously learning with it. So I'm happy that we have Maring Renz dito. Ayun.
Mare, alam mo kung saan ka bibili, sa Lauvette.
Diba? Yung website. Kahanap na ako.
Ayun, when you first started yung shop nyo, what were like the stigmas na experience nyo? Were like people were open about it? Were people were like really hiding it from everybody? Or anong type of experiences yung naranasan nyo?
Yeah, of course. There are people who are very careful in asking questions, and very careful in like making a purchase. Like we make it a point to provide like excellent customer service, because it's really important to build trust between us and our clients, especially given our industry. So we have actually a lot of beginner clients who are asking because in our website we have a customer support chat. So we reply there as a live person and in real time. So there are lots of beginner visitors in the website, and they're always asking on what's good for them, or like they actually also are not yet aware about the different kinds of sex toys, like for example dildo and vibrator. I mean, they don't know that dildo and vibrators are different. So this is also we saw that not there's really like a large number of people who are interested but is not getting like the proper education or do not have the safe space to explore or ask questions about this. And also one of the things that's most important um, in our operations is to ensure discreet packaging. So even
Mm-hmm.
though of course we respect that, even though we advocate for being sex positive, like
Mm-hmm.
owning your self pleasure, of course we respect if our client would still want some privacy, because it's not, the topic is not for everyone. They might be living with someone who they're afraid, who's not gonna approve of it. So yeah, it's very important for the discreet packaging. Like our packaging, it does not have any like an enumeration of items on what's inside the package, and it's really sealed and hidden. Even the pouch or the packaging does not have like our brand Love It outside, because that's just like defeating the purpose of being discreet if you're still putting like your brand outside your packaging.
Yeah, kasi ang dami kong na-experience or sa mga taong nakilala ko, parang ang laki pa rin ng tabu or ang dami rin hindi alam pagdating sa sex toys na parang, pag gumamit ka niyan, promiscuous ka. Pero kasi, for me, ang associated dito is pleasure and syempre to feel orgasm. So, what is orgasm?
Orgasm is the feeling you get when you achieve like the highest form of pleasure during masturbation or sex. So there's also physical manifestations of this one, like maybe you're gonna have like muscle spasms in your legs or in your waist or in your hands, and also like a pulsating feeling around your genitalia because there's gonna be a rush of blood. So yeah, that's more of the physical manifestations of it. But of course there's also the mental manifestation of this orgasm, when you feel like you've been really satisfied during your sexual intercourse or your masturbation.
Yeah, alam niyo ba, I didn't know about orgasm until I was 23 or 24. Like, that's crazy, di ba? Kasi parang, pero people should know about it. Kasi, di ba, you have to understand or to know kung you feel pressure when it comes to sa sexual life niyo, di ba? Kasi, dapat hindi lang siya one way eh. Very important na parehas kayo kumbaga, it's very pleasurable for both of you. Ikaw, Maridon, ano experience mo doon? Like, have you ever experienced orgasm?
Yes naman, Mars. Yun nga din. Kasi, interested kasi si Nick kasi I'm into heterosexual relationship. Ano. So, medyo interested siya on that end. Yes naman, Mars. I think, yeah, probably around that one din. I know orgasm for some time na din. Pero, hindi, parang it's always been experience it, parang gano'n. Pero parang to talk about it, to share about it, parang hindi ko siya nagagawa. So parang, I think at some point, and even to my partners, no, parang hindi ko din siya na nakakausap or na-discuss with them. So parang eventually, no, as we progress then, and ako, parang I'm heading towards sex positivity then, and I think it's always important to communicate it with your partner. So ayun, very thankful din ako kasi lagi discuss ko siya with my partner in terms of our sexual pleasures, when to have sex. It's always a two-way system. Pero mind you, pwede naman kasi Mars magka-orgasm na ikaw lang. Ano ka ba? Pwede yun, di ba? I think,
Yeah, wag ganon.
I think
Experience.
probably Renz can share light on that one. Ayun.
Yeah, it's very well, if we all know that compared to men and women, the concept of orgasm is kind of male centric. Like we know, like it's one way, like they orgasm when they come, but by the girls, it's more complicated than that. Like there's a big percentage saying that most women don't orgasm through penetrative sex alone. It's really important for women to, I don't know, to build a connection with their partner, or to set the mood if they're just doing it by themselves. So yeah, foreplay is very important. Also, like pleasuring some other erogenous zones other than the vulva, like your neck, your earlobes, or your elbows. So yeah, it's kind of complicated on how to to reach orgasm when you're a woman, and it's very helpful to be able to freely talk about this with people that you feel safe with. And that's actually, yeah, that's what's lacking. Not every female have like Mars they can talk to about it, like if they have like problems with their partners when it comes to sex, like I don't come, so they just fake orgasm. So yeah, it's also very important to have like a partner who's open to listening to you on what you need, on what pleasures you the most.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and kailangan talaga pag-usapan na it's not working. Diba? If it's not working, you can use other things. At lagi natin siguro ipapaalala that sex toys are not, it's not gonna make you less of a person just because you use sex toys. Actually, it will make your sexual life like healthier and exciting and diba, much more intimate, diba? Kasi iba talaga yung experience. Diba? Alam niyo na mga Mars. So, it's very important. So, how do you talk about, like, kunyari ako, kakausapin yung partner ko, halimbawa, how do I talk with my partner, like, introducing sa kanya about sex toys?
Interesting.
Yeah, so what we advise actually is that you test the room. Like, were you able to talk with your partner about sex or other sex related topics outside the bedroom? So that's also one way to gauge if this topic is something the both of you can discuss like in a safe way or in a healthy manner. And for example, that's already a yes to like step number one, to be able to talk sex freely outside the bedroom. Then if you have like a choice of a sex toy, maybe you have to explain to your partner that how this toy can specifically pleasure the both of you. So you discuss with him or her that this toy is something for the both of us, that this is something to add more pleasure to our sessions. And yeah, to also respect your partner's preference, if he or she wants this or does not want this, so you respect that. And also to not insist on it if they're not yet ready at the moment in exploring sex toys, then you don't insist on it also. And yeah, also something you should avoid is of course surprising your partner with a sex toy in the
Yeah.
bedroom or during your
Mm.
session. Yeah, because that's also very unhealthy of you, or very like pushy of you if you do that and you don't know yet if it's something that he or she is comfortable with.
Yeah, that's very true. Ang ganda ng mga sinabi ni Mars Renz, no? Kasi parang naalala ko na naman yung 50 Shades of Grey, na parang, di ba, surprise siya lang si Ate Gawa ng mga kanyang sex toy. So parang, di ba, parang, oh my God, parang kung ako din, parang I'm caught off guard. So how do I use them? Parang ganun, parang feeling ko din, using at some point, yung sex toys were always been associated with force, with parang, alam mo yun, mapipilitan lang din yung mga, especially women, na to engage to sex. So parang doon nga, sabi ko, baka hindi enjoyable ng mga sex toys. So how do you break that kind of, stigma or discussion din? Ayun.
Yeah, kasi 'di ba, pagkadating sa minsan talaga pushy yung iba, parang kunyari anniversary surprise gift, 'di ba? Parang kahit ako naman, wait lang, di mo ako tinanong if I'm ready for it, 'di ba? And actually, ngayon meron tuloy yung question, how important yung consent, since there's like hindi mo pwedeng i-surprise yung partner mo about it. How do you start the conversation of consent when it comes to sex toys?
When it comes to sex toys, okay. So yeah, consent is as same as sex. Consent really is mandatory also with the use of sex toys, because of course it's an activity that both of you will engage to. It's not that you're that person introducing it is the only one using it. He's introducing it for you also to participate in whatever he or she is want to do. So yeah, consent is mandatory. Yes means yes, no means no, silence means no. So
Ang ganda kasi importante talaga yun, Mars, no? No to surprises. Kasi you'll never know naman kung, 'di ba, kung hindi pa siya ready. How about naman yung mga like, is it okay to like, kunyari may friend, birthday, yung friend ko, birthday niya, okay lang ba
Mm-mm.
mag-send ako as like, birthday gift or do I have to ask first then?
I think it depends on your closeness. If this is something that, if yeah, for example, it's the same as when you talk about it with your partner. If sex is something you can talk about like casually, then you can assume that this person also is as sex positive as you. So it depends also on your closeness. If this is something you can laugh about, so yeah, you just have to test the room also, and it's important that you know this person well before maybe gifting someone sex toys. But it's very common. Like there are lots of customers in our shop who give sex toys to their friends, to their partner. Even like just recently, someone was buying a gift for a soon-to-be bride.
Mari,
Yeah.
alam mo na Christmas gift mo sa akin, ah.
Surprise.
Sign up from Lauvette, di ba?
So, yun, interested din ako to know from Lauvette kung ano yung mga top sex toys na binibili, especially ng mga young Filipinas, ano? So, ano yung mga top hits or top 3 favorites
Can I
na
show
binibili?
something?
Yes,
Can I?
yes, yes.
Okay,
Sure,
okay.
yeah, we want to be happy.
Ready. So, one of course, most of our clientele are female. So we're selling most of our toys for females. So, for example, this one is a clit sucker. This is actually our bestseller. That it has so many amazing reviews in our website. So, this is a clit sucker. This one here, and this one is actually ganyan siya. So this one goes in to, this one vibrates to stimulate the G spot, and this one stays outside to stimulate the clitoris. So the shape is like that, since it's like sucking the clitoris, providing pressure on the clitoris, while this one stays vibrating. So it's also like wearable because of the shape, right? So another also would be like the mini vibrators. So this is also good for beginners. So when we have like beginner visitors in the website, they first try out like this mini vibrators. It's actually also good as a couple toy, because this is actually like a great addition to your foreplay. Like you can just run it over erogenous zones like your neck, your elbow, back of your knee, and doesn't have if your boyfriend doesn't wants to be the only one who penetrates you, then like a sex toy that's not for penetration will be best. And what other things? Yeah, this one also is a finger vibrator. It's a different shape, so it's a ducky. You wear it around your finger, so that's how you run it over. So the whole body of the ducky vibrates. So this is also actually one of the best sellers as well, because this is also rechargeable and waterproof. So you can bring it in the shower or in the tub. So yeah, it's very also safe to use because it's rechargeable. Another one would be, yeah, these are the classic vibrators. Classic vibrators are the straight ones only. So it can also it can be used for external stimulation or internal stimulation. So as you can see, sex toys now are very innovative and designed like in a very cute way, like very playful, intimidating. Yeah, so it's also important for us to offer like toys that look like this, also to be able to also not intimidate or scare off like beginner females who want to explore. So yeah, those are the top three.
Pero like, eto question ko naman. Kasi di ba maraming self-partnered ngayong quarantine. So, what are the best toys for them right now? Na pwede na like, they can play with or stuff. Di ba kanina sabi mo, meron kayong like, iba't ibang klase ng sex toys to bondage to different things. Anong ma-recommend mo?
Well, for single ladies or yeah, self partnered, of course, a vibrator is a really good companion. It's specially really designed for to give pleasure to the vulva. So it's based on research. The vulva reacts to the vibration. Since when, of course, when I first started using sex toys, I also didn't know what to expect out of a vibrator, because this is something that a human cannot like can mimic, because it's really like specially designed for that kind of stimulation or pleasure. And yeah, so vibrators and clit suckers are also good. Like this one is a big clit sucker, and this one is a smaller one. So the clit sucker is, if you're a virgin, this is also a really good toy because it doesn't have to be penetrated. Um it's gonna stimulate your clitoris, and each body is unique, and there are women who have more sensitive clitoris and will derive pleasure from just getting clitoral stimulation, di ba?
Yeah, grabe. Ang dami pala. Konti lang yung alam ko. Ngayon, ang dami ko nang alam. And it's
See,
very
ang galing.
important. Kasi, ganun pala ka-important. Paano ka-importante na malaman mo yung sex toys na para sa'yo? Kunyari si Don, ready na siya kunyari. Ready na si Don. So, what are the best options for like heterosexual relationships?
You have to assess on what you want. Like, if you want something that can penetrate, if you want just to provide you external stimulation. So if you want something externally only, then you get like a clit sucker for stimulating your clitoris, or you get like a finger vibrator just to stimulate your vulva. But if you want something that could so yeah, that's a good example for virgins, because we also have lots of customers who would ask like, I'm a virgin. Can I still enjoy sex toys? Yes, of course. I mean, we have those things for external stimulation. And if you want something also that's penetrative, then you could get a dildo. A dildo, of course, it doesn't vibrate. It's just like for penetration. It also has like different features, like you can stick it on a wall, you can stick it on the shower wall, so you can also enjoy it while you're having shower. Ganon. So it depends also on your preference. But if you don't know yet on what you want, then our recommendation would be a vibrator or a mini vibrator. Then from there they would go back and then ask for something else. But it's a good introduction to the world of sex toys.
Yeah. Alam mo na, Mars, yung iregalo mo kasi malapit na yung birthday ka, at alam mo, lagi akong out of town mag-isa. So, maybe...
Alam ko na. Kukunin ko siya from Lauvette, di ba?
Thank you. So, may follow-up lang ako kay Mars Renz, ano? Kasi I think na-mention mo, I've been Googling din yung website mo, yung Instagram mo. I think at some point then parang in a way parang nagiging doctor sex ka din sa kanila, no? Kasi parang you get to cater to different questions then, and yung mga inquiries din ng inyong potential clients. So for example, sa mga bagong taga-panood natin, so paano nila mapupuntahan si Lauvette, kung may physical store or online, or paano nila ma-check yung mga products and other stuff na in-offer ng Lauvette?
Yeah, so our website is www.lauvette.ph. So Lauvette is LAUVETTE.ph. And our social media, we have Facebook Lauvette, we have Twitter Lauvette.ph, and our Instagram, where we also publish our informative blogs, is Lauvette.ph. And right now we also have an ongoing giveaway. Actually, we have a monthly ongoing giveaway, and we also always like have flash sales. So it's also, we make it really exciting also for our clients by having these promos, these activities, this interaction in our community.
And makikita mo rin yung pangalan ko dyan na nakasali na sa mga promo.
Sure.
And so, I wanna talk about then pala about, kanina kasi you were talking about foreplay. A lot, I think, syempre ako, I grew up in the province, and most of the time, since taboo talaga pag-usapan yung sex, some people actually don't understand what foreplay is and how it's done.
So yeah, I also come from the province, so we're all provincianas here.
Yeah.
And I also agree that sex is a taboo topic, especially also foreplay, because maybe because people have this notion that for you to enjoy sex, you have to experience penetration right away. They have it's really a major a major problem about how foreplay is not discussed that wide open. So foreplay, it's really important to set the mood, to build intimacy first, because of course for women, I don't know about others, but for me it's very important for me to be able to be turned on first before I can enjoy sex. When you're not turned on, firstly, you can't enjoy sex. If you're also using a toy and you're not turned on, you can't enjoy it. It's just gonna be like a weird sensation in your genitalia. So yeah, foreplay is the stage, or the part of the whole sex, because sex is a journey. It's not like pleasure is not a destination, it's a journey. So foreplay is part of that journey, so it's also very important. And I just want everyone to know that foreplay, yeah, foreplay really plays an important part in making sex enjoyable between yourself or between you and a partner.
Yeah, ito may follow-up question pa ako. Do you need to use condoms and lubes when using sex toys?
You don't have to, but it helps because using sex toys also, it's we also advise to use lubricant, because also the use of lubricant is not very popular as well. Like there's also like
Mm-mm.
this notion that you just reserve lubricant when you're feeling dry, but they don't
Mm.
know that using lubricant would really like enhance the experience, your sex sessions. So yeah, so since condoms are lubricated, if you want to skip lubricant, then you can just use also condoms with your toys. You can use condoms with your dildos or your with vibrators. So yeah, it's gonna be extra safe, especially when you're sharing, like for example, a dildo with your partner. So it's
Mm-mm.
important also to use a condom and to change that when you switch in using the toys.
Okay. Ikaw, Marendon, may question ka ba?
Ako lang kasi leaning towards uh, contact. Kasi there are couples already, alam mo kasi tumataas yung cases natin ng STIs and HPs. Are sex toys safe to use, or is it so uh ba how they say that one? Because it parang naging mechanism pa siya to pass on STIs or other related uh
Disease.
concerns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna say that sex toys are like contributing to the increased risk, but it's actually the general practice of safe sex. Like as in practicing safe sex, you also have to practice safe sex with your sex toys. So yeah, for especially when you're sharing it with your partner, like you use condoms, you don't reuse condoms as well, or you switch up, like for example, yeah, you use a new condom when your partner uses like for example a dildo or an anal toy. So yeah, it's just gonna be like the safe sex discussion in general. Like you're just on what your safe sex practices are. You still have to apply that when you're using sex toys with a partner.
Ayan. Thank you, Renz. Ayan, thank you pala sa mga nanonood natin, sa atin. Thank you po. And kung may questions pala yung mga viewers natin, just feel free to post your questions in the comment section para masagot natin. Kasi ito na yung opportunity nyo na masagot yung mga questions. If medyo, medyo nahihiya kayo magtanong, you can message the page and we'll do our best to answer your questions. Ayan. And so, going back, ang ganda nga pala yung pag-usapan kasi people really need to practice safe sex. And talking about that, how do you clean sex toys? Diba? Ang galing ko magpasok na question.
How do you clean?
How do you clean it after
Yes.
using?
So yeah, we just there are sex toy cleaners, but they're not necessary. You can just clean your toy with mild soap and water thoroughly immediately after use. Not like you wait for it to dry up and then you clean it the morning after. And then after that, you can just air dry it or wipe it dry, and it's very what's the most important is that you store it properly. You should have like a separate pouch for separate toys as well, and you put it like in a safety pouch so that it won't be contaminated with dust or dirt.
Pero okay lang yun if it's nakalagay lang dun sa box na parang pinaglagyan niya or do we really need to buy a separate pouch talaga?
I advise that you store it in a separate pouch because the box that they use, you don't know also on where that came from, or it's also
Ayan.
not sanitized, the box.
Okay. Ang ganda ng usapan natin kasi parang ngayon, nabe-break natin yung mga stigmas and kung yung lalo sa paglilinis kasi 'di ba may iba talaga yung parang wait lang bukas na lang. 'Di ba? It's not kumbaga maayos at sanitary. So it's very important then na i-remind natin lahat about it. And
Yeah.
yan, question rin, what does it mean to be sexually healthy?
To be sexually healthy, of course, it doesn't mean that you're like promiscuous or you have sex all the time. To be sexually healthy is to, it's a physical, mental, and emotional well-being towards your sexual health. So it also does not mean the absence of diseases or illness or STIs. It means that overall you know your sexual health, you understand it, and you look at sex in a positive light and in a healthy manner. It also means that you respect also other sexualities or other people's preference with regard to their sex life or their sexual health.
Yeah, kasi nakita mo ba, 'di ba Mare, nakita mo na rin doon yung page nila. Nakita ko very progressive and talaga very gender sensitive ang Lauvette. And nakita ko rin yung mga post niyo about like other soji and other types of sex na people really need to know kasi ang daming taboos pa rin sa homosexual relationships, which is actually very important to discuss.
Yes, it's very important. Like for example, the mainstream media just also publish like sex positions between male and female, diba? So we also try to be able to explain or to show, to publish an article about lesbian sex positions or gay sex positions. Well, the lesbian sex positions actually is just like a common term. It just means like sex between two females. Doesn't mean that those two females identify themselves as lesbians.
Yeah, power. I love you. Grabe. Nakakatawa. Ang galing. Kasi talaga, it's a very safe space. Nakita ko na sobrang, kung Mare, ako nung nakita ko talaga yung Instagram account nyo, na-feel ko na safe ako doon. Na pag nag-comment ako, I won't feel na I'm promiscuous, but rather I would feel na I am being educated by this, I think for me, you're more than just a sex toy shop. You are someone who advocates for sex positivity and at the same time have respect with a lot of people regardless of their soul, which we really applaud. And konti lang, kaya no doubt bakit kayo yung fastest growing sex toy shop in the country because of your values and advocacy and stuff. So, ang saya ko talaga that we met you.
One comment also from someone I got was that they were also very happy on how we illustrate, like for example, women in our content. Like it's gonna be like it's showing different age range, different body types, so they feel welcome, they feel included in our community, and that's what we want everybody to feel like. We're happy to have this very engaging community, very very open, and also one of the my favorite content also that we have is we usually have this pop quiz about safe sex. And yeah, even me, I learn new things every day. Like we're gonna like post a trivia and then you answer true or false. So it's also like I also learn new things every day. I'm also very happy because I know that those people who sees it or who answers or participates in the poll also learns like something new. And also this is also where we can also assess that there's still like lack of proper there's lack of sex education in the country. Like it's very it has been very surprising for me that, for example, we had like a question like condoms are 100% safe, and there are still lots of people who believe that is true, and also that birth control pills can prevent STD. There's still like a few number of people who thinks that's true. So that's the gap in the education that we want to address in our content, and in discussing with different people, like for example this vlog or other podcasts or other venues where we can openly talk about this one. And I just hope that you're gonna get more reach, more people to be able to listen to you and to learn something new from different people from different industries, different advocacies.
Yeah.
Ayan. Thank you, Mare.
Yeah. I-add ko
Ikaw,
lang din,
Don.
alam mo, every time na binivisit ko yung Instagram nila, at the same time yung website, I feel empowered. I feel I'm educated, ano. Kasi parang, ang dami ko ding nag-view ng mga pages, pero parang hindi siya welcoming, but this one is very welcoming. Tapos parang may direct connection agad. Probably because of my interest as well, and probably the desires that I have towards sex positivity in the country, ano? Kasi nga hindi siya napag-uusapan. So parang pleasure basically is essential and fundamental part of our sexual and reproductive health. So hindi siya, yun yung parang kulang sisa, hindi nga masyadong pinag-uusapan yung pleasure. When in fact, it's a huge part, di ba, ng SRHR. So, lagi nga lang na pag-usapan is always the access to the services, the availability, the challenges. Pero, yung right to pleasure, parang hindi siya right to pleasure. Kaya parang I'm excited na merong Lauvette sa Pilipinas, ano, na is a game changer and also doing amazing work towards sex positivity and education in the country. Ayun.
Yeah, and to add din, kasi ang ganda, kasi it's not just even the body size eh. It's the comfort of like not feeling ashamed sa size ng katawan mo because it doesn't matter. Kasi what matters is yung sexual experience na pwedeng mong makuha out of it. And that's okay. And it's, ang galing lang kasi we don't really see much of like shops na safe space katulad nito na nakita ko talaga when I browse, paulit-ulit ko there's something like that. And actually, last week ko pa, sinabi sa kanila na, siguro doon, I wanna invite yung Lauvette for this advocacy kasi nakita ko yung empowerment. And I guess this is what we need from the shops that we know, especially kung sa sex toys, kasi the more na makita natin na it's a safe space and gender sensitive and it's like equal to all sizes, ang sarap doon. Kasi meron kang safe na shop na pwede mong pagtanungan. You won't feel ashamed. You won't feel guilty. You won't feel like, shit, ang kasalanan ko, di ba? Kasi ganito, di ba, ang hirap ng ganong feeling mo sa sarili mo. And we really applaud Lauvette for being a safe space. Grabe, ang saya talaga.
And it's really important.
Oo, super. Kaya thank you talaga, Renz, for this. We can thank you enough for joining us.
Thank you also. Thank you for appreciating our efforts. And it's nice to know. It's nice to know that we're reaching also a wide range of people, different types of people who maybe it's the first time they learned about different kinds of STDs, or they learned about like breast cancer awareness. Maybe Lauvette served as their first like avenue where they can explore or they can educate themselves more about sexual health.
Yeah. Sabi nga dito ni Ram, nag-comment si Ram, sabi niya, ang healthy daw ng discussion natin. And ito talaga yung goal natin for this discussion. Kasi what we want is for people not to feel na this is malaswa. Because sex
it's
is
natural.
Yes, it's natural. It's something na nararamdaman talaga natin and dapat walang shame. Diba? Before, Renz, before you started this shop, ano yung pakiramdam when you were just starting this out? Did you feel a lot of judgment? Did you feel like people were judging you for being promiscuous? Or ang dami na nilang imagination about your sex life just because you're selling sex toys? Did you ever experience that?
I'm very lucky to have very supportive friends and open-minded friends. Like I'm actually the one also hesitant in, well, they're close friends where I was freely discussing about this venture and love it. But there are also friends who I think are not gonna be open about it. But later on, when I talked about it to them, then surprisingly they're like very supportive. And actually, my family, my parents are also very supportive toward this, which is really like yeah, which is really great. So it just shows that uh there's still hope. There's still hope in breaking the stigma towards this topic, towards sex, towards pleasure, towards sex toys. But yeah, but
Yeah,
of course it's very also usual that you get from strangers lots of judgment or shame, because yeah, it's a taboo topic, and it's just you just have to do it. There's the stigma is not gonna be broken if nobody's gonna be breaking it, right? So yeah, you just have to just be surrounded with supportive people, with people who believes on the same advocacy you believe to. So to be able to empower other women. So yeah.
ang ganda, di ba, Maren, doon? Grabe.
Kaya nakatutok lang ako, nakikinig eh. So parang, wow, wow, just wow.
Yeah, kasi ngayon nakita natin. Ito pala, just to add pala na question. How do sex toys improve relationships?
Mm-mm.
Next
So
naman.
Uh,
yeah, so of course I'm gonna, for this to be very personal, I'm gonna share from personal experience also, because of course it's something is, I mean, you're just gonna believe my story if it's also something personal to me, or it's also something I experienced personally. So I really believe that sex toys improve my relationship, and it builds more intimacy, because you also to be able to enjoy also on how to use sex toys during your sessions, you have also to communicate. So by the use of sex toys, your communication with your partner also improves. So this just builds more trust between the two of you, and it's also fun and exciting, something fun and exciting to add to your relationship.
yeah, kasi ano talaga, you make it comfortable, no, to your partner to ensure
Mm-mm.
na andun yung pleasure for when you're using sex toys. Kasi ako for me ikaw maring doon, ako kasi sa akin sobrang empowering nito eh, using sex toys. Since, alam mo kung sana sa'yo na ako bumili. Sure. Kasi kung if I knew
Hindi mo
about
pa
this,
kilala noon yung Lauvette. That's
diba?
why.
Yeah, yeah. If I knew about this earlier. Kasi actually, I found out about you when I was, when I invited Nina and I saw one of her comments sa Weebly Dread
Bibi.
Mingle. And then, sabi ko, oh, parang interesting to us. Sabi ko, if I knew, I would have, siguro sa inyo na akong bumili ng sex toy. Kasi it's empowering kasi it's very pleasurable, it's very comfortable. Iba kasi
Yeah, you take control of your pleasure. It does not depend on what your partner knows or what he or she can do. With using sex toys, you can learn about your body, you can learn on what you want.
yeah, tsaka self-discovery talaga siya, Mare. Kasi,
Yeah,
kunyari,
very
hindi mo
true.
pa alam what makes you feel exciting or what makes you feel like pleasurable. When you use it, you'll find out eh. So, parang kung magkaroon ka man ng partner, kunyari self-partnered ka muna, tapos wala ka pa partner, ginagawa mo sa sarili mo, parang doon mas na-discover mo yung sarili mo. Tapos pag nagkaroon ka ng partner, doon ka nang pwede makapag-start ng conversation na this is what pleasures me, this is kung ano yung hindi, di ba? Ang ganda nun when it comes to communication. Grabe.
Sorry.
Ikaw, di ba ikaw maring doon? Ikaw, ready ka
Yeah.
ba gumamit sa extra?
So again, I have to communicate it with my partner. Di ba? Balikan natin
Yeah.
yung kanina ni Mars Renz kanina. Yung sinabi niya, you should communicate, especially you want to surprise them. But then again, it should be always communicated. Kasi hindi lang akong gagamit nun eh. If it work both ways eh. So dapat pag-usapan din at the same time if we're really into it. Kasi you'll have to experience pleasure as a partner, as a couple eh. So ayun, kailangan pa din namin pag-aralan kung ano yung mga pwedeng ma-explore, pwede namin i-enjoy at of course lahat tayo gusto nating maging fun ang experience. So ayan Mars. So I'll keep on siguro checking Love It Instagram and website para matuto palalo. Ikaw
Yes. Hindi kasi tinetest ko lang kung ano yung i-gift ko sa'yo sa Christmas, diba? Siyempre para ngayon, tatanong na kita. Kasi importante talaga tong discussion na to. Actually, nung first time, Renz, that we were talking about this, I was a bit scared myself. Kasi parang, there are people na parang, kunyari, there are people who really don't know me about, like, why would I talk about sex? Like, I was known as, like, very innocent, and when you're innocent, people think na, you can't discuss these things. But moving forward, nakita ko kung gaano ka-importante yung discussion na to. Kasi ako, very late ko siya nalaman eh. Dahil late ko siya nalaman, I did not know kung paano ko siya mas ma-enjoy, kumbaga, in the maximum level, in the orgasmic level, diba? And it's very important that we feel that. Kasi it's a human experience na dapat ma-experience nyo. Diba? Kasi it's para sa akin it's a right that na maramdaman natin yun.
Yeah.
Yung pleasure, diba? And it's being communicated. Ayan. Siguro last na lang, Renz. What's your message to those people who are still hesitant or who are still, have thoughts about sex toys? And how can we better educate them and hindi naman na parang to be pushy about it, but to actually parang to try it. Ganun.
So Love It is here to be your safe space if ever you feel ready to explore the world of sex toys, or even if you're not gonna buy, you can just talk to us in social media, talk to us in our website, or read our blog, engage in our content. You don't have to it's not, as you said, we're not the typical sex toy shop who just aims to sell or to profit. But it's also very important for us, our advocacies, and to be able to also show our advocacies through our efforts, through discussions, through content. So yeah, even if you're not gonna buy it, you feel like you're not ready yet, that's okay. You're welcome in Love It community, you're welcome in our social media, you're welcome to engage, you're welcome to ask anything related to sex, to relationships, to sexual health. So yeah, that's my message. And just always remember that Love It, in case you're already unprepared or already curious on trying sex toys. This is a love toy shop that you don't have to hide from your friends.
And thank you so much, friends. We've learned so much about sex. We've learned so much about pleasure. And most importantly, we've learned so much love it and why we should really love it. Kasi it's a safe place. Yeah, but the best. Thank you, Renz. Sana next time ma-invite ka ulit namin for another talk. Kasi nakita ko yung ang daming pwede pang mas ma-discuss ng mas malalim aside from sex and pleasure. Thank you so much, Renz.
Thank you also. More power to you, to your Babayi Diaries.
Thank you, Renz.
Thank you, Renz. So, ayun, Mars, panibagong mga kasagutan naman yung nadagdag sa ating diaries bilang mga babae, di ba? So, kakatuwa, very empowering na pag-uusapan natin ito publicly. Alam mo yon. So, parang it's kind of liberating and very empowering, ano? What do you think?
Yes, kasi I think as a woman, kailangan na-explore natin yung bodies natin eh. Na True. Kailangan na nakikilala natin kung ano yung mga what is pleasurable for us, what isn't, para kapag dumating yung time na mayroon kang partner, you know when to say no. And masasabi mo kung kailan ka hindi na comfortable. Kasi pagkakaroon ka na ng boundaries eh. Kasi for example, baka masakit na pala yung sexual experience, diba? So, importante din na napag-uusapan yung gano'n. And ang dami ko talaga natutunan kina Renz. Being a safe space, being someone who advocates for any gender when it comes to sex. Ako ngayon lang ako naka-experience ng ganong shop na, I mean, for sex toys na very LGBT friendly, na
Yeah.
walang judgment, diba?
Yeah,
Ang
that's very
galing.
important. It's a safe space for everyone. At the same time, what I appreciate about the Lauvette, no, there's so many reasons to love it, to love Lauvette, parang ganon. Ako, it's always important kasi it's not always on the business side of it, but it's always the advocacy and people-centered siya, Mars. And yung promotion din na judgment-free yung space nila. Alam mo yun? Parang it helps kasi people decide on buying and purchasing it. Kasi there are times hindi ka din na-pressure just to, okay, I just want to buy that without even, checking out the product. But this one, they're really educating everyone about the product.
Mm.
So, maganda din talaga yun. And sa
Yeah,
setting natin sa Pilipinas, it's really game changer. It's really
yeah. Kasi ano parang sa kanila pag nagtanong ka talaga ng questions, di ka maiilang to ask about, feeling ko nga pagka nag-chat ka sa kanila, they're even gonna ask you, ano ba yung sa tingin mo comfortable ka? They're just gonna introduce the products and they're just gonna tell you, talagang hindi sila profit-based It's more of what makes you comfortable. And it's very important to different products na or different shops na ito yung i-advocate. Kasi para sa akin, mas dadami yung customers mo if like, people-centered ka pag ganun yung business mo. Kasi, di ba, kahit ako parang, sobrang nakakatuwa, gusto mo pa mag-engage lalo dun sa community. I even follow them talaga kasi even after this talk, I would really love to follow them, to actually see their posts because it's a safe space for everybody. Di ba
that's very.
nakakatuwa itong babae diaries natin, Mars? And congrats sa atin!
Uy, nakatatlong episode na tayo. And so far, so
Yes!
good. Ang mga viewers natin, dumadami simula sa isa hanggang sa pito na, walo. Hanggang sa I think we have reached the maximum din somehow on our end. So nakakatuwa na we get to educate ourselves and also the people who are watching, So it's time to really break the stigma and educate the people on many stuff. So nakita ko din we have wide range of audience din hindi lang mga fellow babayes natin So kakatuwa din na sabi mo nga it caters to everyone din. So goal natin yun. So nakaka-happy. Ayun.
Yes! Kasi ano lang, Mare, alam mo sobra, pala, congrats sa atin. Kasi umabot na tayo ng mahigit 1,000 likes! Yes! And mas madami pa yung subscribers natin sa YouTube channel natin. Kaya sobra thank you kasi we couldn't thank you enough for supporting us because again, yung advocacy nga natin, bakit natin to ginagawa is to share more women's stories. Kumbaga, this is a women diaries, kumbaga, for everybody na makita nila na, ito pala yung kwento ko. Yung kwento ko pala hindi naman nakakahiya. Yung kwento ko pala hindi naman siya something na dapat ma-feel tayo na kailangan mahiya ako kasi hindi ko usual na napag-uusapan So, it's really something na important. And Mare, ang daming views natin for the past videos natin. Umabot tayo. Last time, I'm really happy kasi umabot tayo sa first video natin sa YouTube. Umabot tayo ng 500 views. And dito naman sa Facebook page natin, karamihan ng videos natin umabot na sa 1,000 views. Thank you.
So, di ba? Small, simple joys and simple pleasure. And we find pleasure in small, in other ways as well. Hindi lang sa diba? So, ayun.
Kaya thank you. Ayan, just basa lang muna Mare tayo ng few comments lang. So, ayan, sabi nga ni Renz, ayan, thank you everyone. Nice to meet you. Sobrang thankful talaga tayo kay Renz kasi ako din, sobrang kinakabahan nga ako if mag-yes siya. Pero we're really grateful that she said yes. And looking back at these people na nag-comment sa atin, sobrang natutuwa ko kasi naging sex positive talaga Walang nag-comment ng bastos. Walang nag-comment ng na promiscuous tayo, di ba? Ang saya lang kasi lahat ito, sabi nga ni Diana Gomez, it's pleasure activism and great discussion. Ang saya, Mare, di ba?
Yay!
Dami natin feedback.
And speaking of that, yun yung book na sinend ko sa'yo. You should read that one. Pleasure Activism.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it talaga. Tapos eto pa, sabi ni si Ma'am Pascuala Limato, with many thanks, Miss Nick. Marami akong natutunan mula sa'yo. And ako, I guess, credit to talaga sa buong team. We for technical. Ito kasi, syempre, ang sayo kasi namin na nating likes. Sa team natin, si Don Makahilo as my co-host, si Christine Tonsoro as the technical, and syempre, my partner na inspiration natin. Natin patuloy na ginagawa to. Kasi, para sa akin, hindi po to credits lang sa akin. I can't do this alone. But, we've made it possible because of the team that we have right now. And thank you nga rin doon. Sobrang na-appreciate talaga kita.
Thank you, Mar. Support women. Ayun.
Syempre,
then sitting behind the camera, behind everything.
We love you. Time. We love you, Mare. Tsaka syempre, ito pa lang naman natin. Sponsored by Dalong Kita, one of the best coffee. So, please try it. Ang sarap ng kape. Ilang beses ko na ito subukan, subok na masarap talaga. Ayan, buy it sa Dalong Kita. You can visit their Facebook page, Dalong Kita.
Yay, may sponsor na kami.
Yay! Sana marami pang sponsors. Hindi tayo ngayon. And,
love it! Ayun.
Yes. Again, thank you. Maraming salamat sa nanood sa atin. Thank you sa mga sumuport kay Renz from Lauvette family. We also have kina Sunshine Teodoro. I think you know her. Sabi niya doon sa Facebook.
Yeah, that's my Manang Shine. Thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you for watching, Sunshine. We also have Diana Rodriguez. Kanina may question siya pero sagot na ng Lauvette sa comment section. And ito rin, si Ami Buhat Fransalida. Love it. Thank you talaga.
Si Ram pa! Si Ram!
Si Ram!
From Ifugao. So, OMG, Ram. We love you, Ram. Miss you.
Oo, miss you, Ram. We miss you. And ayan, si T, nag-comment. Mare-required ka na ilagay yung comment mo sa because you're our technical team. Ayan, diba? Love you so much. Ayan, siya po ang ating yes. Ayan, maraming salamat sa pagsubaybay natin nyo po sa aming mga episodes, Babayi Diaries. Abangan nyo po kami every Friday, 5 o'clock p.m., 6 p.m. And abangan nyo po yung aming bagong sesh. Every weekend po ang course guide, which we will tackle about different courses. Ayan. Mare, handa mo yung sarili mo din. If ka ng weekend. Ayan.
Love it.
Oo. Pupi ka lang.
LLS na ako, so love it.
Yes. Ako din eh. So, pag-usapan natin yung mga different courses, different work, different ayan si Renz. Lagay natin yung comment yan. Sabi ni Renz Rollorata, our special guest kanina, thank you for having me. More power, mga Mars. Thank you, Renz. Thank you. We really appreciate you and your Lauvette family. Thank you. Ayan, again, see you next time. Ayan, again, Dalong Tita. And also, please, support po yung New Roots Initiative. It's an initiative helping people you can check their Facebook page po, yung New Roots Initiative. And Shine Boutique, and yun. Maraming salamat, and see you next week, mga Mars. Bye!
Bye-bye! Happy Friday!
Happy Friday!